Okay, Joe, this is as close to even as you're going to get, a 50-50 chance on this coin.
I don't think we have a chance with this guy.
What, you mean there's a third side to that coin? We're both going to lose.
Look, it's legit.
I know it.
I put the striped shirt on and they immediately start booing me.
Well, what'd you expect?
Well,
Where's your
You
whistle?
mean we're going to get in a boat with you with that on?
Well, I've got to keep the peace. I'm here to,
Oh, my God.
and if things get out of hand,
It's going to start with a technical.
well, the technical is that you just have to swim a little bit.
Yeah,
all right, guys, here's the basic rules for today's deal.
All right.
It's no big deal. I'm going to flip a coin.
Yeah.
Now, it's just like basketball. Halftime, after a certain amount of allotted time, you got to switch sides. Now, the first one who gets heads or tails gets to be in the front of the boat. All right, here goes.
Heads.
And heads it is.
That's why I said
He's going to be in
Joe's
front. You knew it. You
He's
knew.
in the front. I
right,
told
I'm
you
in the
that.
front.
Now, nobody knows who these guys are. They're just legends. But we're going to go fishing, and we're going to have fun. We're going to tell stories. No lies. This is going to be like a boxing match. I expect you all to behave today, but go ahead and bump hands just like a boxing match. Go ahead.
Boom.
All right, let's hope for the best.
Frightening.
All right, first of all, let me say what an honor it is to have two of the Kentucky basketball legends in our boat today. They both hate fishing. I had to force them to come out here. Actually, these guys have been great lifelong fishermen and have enjoyed it. You even did a show back in the day.
Used to
on
do
fishing. And Denny has the unfortunate task of having to go out to Idaho and fish and fish and fish. When he's not fishing here, I don't know how he pulls it off. But today, it's a friendly fishing, I wouldn't say contest, but I'm here to squash any arguments.
You've got the right kind of shirt on.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
to be the chief honcho.
you all actually respect the black and white, right?
Well, black and white's one thing, stripes another.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, I'm gonna ask you.
Sorry, but I almost have to fish like this.
What was your favorite ejection from the game, Coach Hall?
Ejection? Never had one.
Are you serious?
No, I never got kicked out. I was in control. When I got that first one, I usually learned to be a little quieter and sit down more. But it was very effective to keep me on the bench.
Denny, you ever get thrown out of a game?
Never.
Never, ever?
Never, ever been thrown out of a game.
Now, I can call a technical on you for telling something that's not
For telling
true.
lies?
Yeah.
Well, if I tell a lie, I'll let you'll be the first to know. I'll be sure and tell you.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You guys, of course, had a rivalry, but you're the best of friends. And, you know, I've seen you guys sitting on the sideline sharing popcorn and having a good time. A lot of people think that rivalry, you know, is so vicious that you couldn't possibly be friends, and it's just the opposite for you guys.
Well, because you're in the same business and you're competing against each other, there's no reason for that to make you an enemy, because sports transcends all of that animosity and competition. And it just is a...
Fish, don't you?
No, I got mouse.
No,
Oh, I got a fish.
Oh, and he
No,
breaks.
no, he's on there. He's on there. It's a little one. Big fish, Denny.
Yeah, I
Big
can
fish.
tell.
Get the landing net. Oh, look at him want to go under the boat.
He doesn't know how big.
Wait a minute, we're going to have to tire him out. He's too green to come in. Boy, this is a big fish. I hope he gets off.
Then it can be as big as you want it to be, right?
All right, let's bring him on up here.
Oh,
Hey, could you do that all day long?
you better be careful.
I like that. That's called a quick release. We got a fish on the back of the boat.
There he is.
Uh-huh.
A little bigger.
That's a big fish. That's a better fish. No?
No,
He thinks he's bigger.
He thinks he's huge. Size of a good bluegill.
It's gonna be a big fish someday.
Yep.
I thought we were fishing. You got to leave those minnows alone, Joe.
Oh! I'm not blowing any technicals yet.
Denny,
Yeah.
catch and release.
All right, that's good.
Is that the first time you've seen it from me?
Yeah, that's my first. Usually he puts them in Lake Crisco.
Well, I was tempted, but he was a little small. Too much cleaning for so little eating.
Joe, what's one of your fondest memories? And I know you got a gazillion of them, but as you look back on your coaching career, I knew
When
you were gonna
Sam Bowie signed, that was like winning 20 or 30 games. Fondest memories in coaching were the big victories, the ones that resulted in a trophy. And then there were some that were less important to the fans, but were important to the team and the coach and their progress. The win over Indiana in '75, finals of the region, after they had beaten us badly up at Bloomington.
Denny, tell us about some people that were
I don't have time right now.
You catch a
I
fish?
got fish on here.
Ah,
It may be a minnow, but
it's a
he
fish.
hit my bait.
Get the net.
Look at this. Joe, record.
Oh my God, leave it on there.
I might.
That's
I
the
think
best
it makes
bait
good
I've
bait,
seen.
don't you? I might just leave it on there. I might catch a golly monster.
Tell us about, Coach Crum, some folks that didn't play the game, but were dear to the hearts of a lot of U of L folks out there. There's one fella who was an announcer.
Who are you talking about? Ed Calais?
Ed Kelly, tell us about Ed.
Oh, he was a real nice guy that was a pro at what he did, and you couldn't help but admire him. And then he was a real good interviewer.
Look at this fish, Denny.
What's that?
Tim's got a big one.
If I can keep it on. Now guys, there are some of these in here. I had
That's
to
a 5-pounder.
I had to scout the region out for you, just to make sure. Don't get in that trolling motor. It might have been a mistake not bringing that dip.
Oh, that's 6-pounder.
That might be a 7.
7.
Now
They
this
always look bigger after you get them out.
this is where I
Oh,
might get a technical
That's a
call on it.
nice bass.
Good job.
Put him in the live well, Will.
You gonna eat him?
No.
Now they're in here. Okay, back to the,
That was a nice bass.
now that I can't talk anymore.
No, keep it up. That's good therapy.
Oh, so he was a good interviewer.
Yeah, I mean, and he kept up with the game, and everybody loved him. He's just a really nice person.
Now Joe, back in the day,
Kaywood Ledford.
tell us about OK Wood.
Well, Kaywood told it like it was. I've heard him say, they're just lethargic. They're standing around. And I was over there on the bench hollering, you guys are just standing around. And Kaywood knew the game. And the main thing, When he interviewed you after the game, he knew the questions that were important to the game. And he would ask you a very short question, and you could give him your answer.
So you didn't have to walk all around the edges and go straight to the...
He knew what to ask. The main thing was, he was such a nice guy. He was fun to go out to dinner with. I was highlight of our trip on the road was having dinner with K. Wood and some of the fans and the assistant coaches. We always had a good time. And K. Wood was always a key member of that group. A lot of fun.
John Tong was he wasn't our play-by-play guy, but he was the arena announcer.
He was the voice.
Yes, he was the voice of the Cardinals for years and years, and what a good guy he was. Wonderful family, and just a really neat person. We miss him, I can tell you that.
Let's talk about Bill Kitely.
Bill Kitely was Mr. Wildcat. When I came there, George Huckel, who worked at the post office, was Coach Rupp's equipment manager. And when I became head coach, he resigned. And Bill, who also worked at the post office, would come in and help George. So I asked Bill if he wanted to be the equipment manager. And he said, sure. We didn't even talk about salary. And Cliff Hagan, after I heard him, made him equipment manager, Cliff Hagan came up to him and said, well, we got to pay you something. And Bill said, well, it doesn't matter to me. He was still working at the post office. And so he became full-time equipment manager and was wonderful. He was such a help to the coaches and was such a good person for the players to counsel with. Yeah, a little.
He let it go?
Really little. Uh-oh, no.
He's getting bigger, closer he gets the boat.
He got bigger suddenly. No, he's a little one. A little better.
They're fun on plastics, aren't they?
Yeah.
Here's a golly monster.
Oh my golly. Oh my! Now, oh my! See, I knew.
We were on the wrong
I knew what was going to happen. You got light line on there, Coach?
Yep.
I knew you would.
No, it broke.
No!
That was a good 6-pounder.
That was an easy 6-pounder. That was a hog.
Mine is old.
That was
that as big as
that
yours?
was a hog.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on. He's on.
Oh, I wanted to keep him. Come on, Tim.
I tell you what, you're not gonna.
That was good eating size.
Let's talk about unsung heroes, Coach Crum. Talk about somebody behind the scenes who really helped you out that doesn't get any limelight in your past coaching experiences.
I'd probably say some of our managers.
Some of the best people
Oh, are you kidding? You know
that really grew up and became great citizens were the managers. They had to learn such self-discipline, managing their time, and they were just some of the finest young men, and now they're all doing well in business. I think it's great training for a kid to be a manager.
Sure, it absolutely was.
Well, we had many, many good ones, and they all are young men that stayed around Lexington, have done really well.
After the coaching is over, and these young men have been
you know, you've been a lot of times they're away from home. First time.
You're their dad, their mentor.
Does that continue on later in life? Do you still get calls? Kids?
Yeah, you're still having to handle them, aren't you, Denny?
Oh, yeah.
So
And you know, that's a good thing, because that's the one thing you miss when you're not coaching anymore, is being around the young people.
No, oh, here he is.
Yeah, we both got him.
There's what I call it.
See, now you tell me who got him first.
Well, now, Denny, we collaborated on that.
Okay, this is a tie ball game here.
What a way to wrap it up. Look at there.
Coach Hall, who was your player that was the most popular with the ladies?
Well, I don't know if he responded, but Cal Macy, Kevin Greavy, those two probably had most of the young children named after them.
What about Rex Chapman?
Well, yeah, Rick was only there 2 years. He was a two and done.
Coach Crum, who's the big ladies? Who's most popular with the ladies on your team?
I don't know, probably Griffith.
Well, coaches, I want to thank you both for being on Kentucky Afield. Denny, you've been on here before. Joe, you were on here
Years ago.
years ago. It was about time you came out and shared the waters with us again. And
Well, we thank you for bringing us to this famous honey hole.
well, I tell you what, you guys are retired, sorta. But
Never.
almost every day we get to hear you guys on the radio, which we absolutely love. We love to hear your fishing stories, and we love to hear your sports stories. And there's a lot of people, you may know, there's a lot of people listen to your radio show.
The nice thing is when you travel or go to a ball game or something, a large number of people come up and tell you how much they enjoy the show. And I'll tell you, that makes it all worthwhile. To know that there's somebody out there listening, that's the main thing.
For those people who are watching all over the place, especially in Kentucky, who love you and appreciate you, what would you like to say to
Well, you know, they're what it's all about. There wouldn't be Kentucky basketball if it wasn't for the fans. And the loyalty and the way they enthusiastically support the team and the coaches and the school, that just makes it all worthwhile. And they are what makes Kentucky basketball, is our fans. It's a great fan base, and it goes beyond the borders of this state, beyond the borders of this country.
That's why we do what we do, because the people enjoy it. And we don't have to be false or anything. We can just be ourselves on this show and do the things we want to do and talk about what we want to talk about and get the fans involved, and whether it's golf or curling, we don't care. We'll talk about anything.
We prefer curling, don't we?
But sometimes we play golf, sometimes we fish, sometimes we do a little duck and goose hunting, rabbit hunting, squirrel hunting. You name it, we've probably done it.
Well, we're happy, Tim, to do anything that supports the Fish and Wildlife Department. And what a great job they do, and we're so proud of them. And we don't think that there's any place any better than right here in Kentucky.